Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure and vehicle review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse, Batman, and Bat-Raptor. This is a gold label GameStop exclusive in the US, but I ordered my figure vehicle from the CMD store. It's a Canadian-based website. Both the CMD store and Figurine for All have these in stock and ready to ship right now. In this video, we're going to take a look at the figure and the vehicle, compare it to a bunch of other Batman figures, a bunch of other Batman vehicles, and see if there are any differences from the original releases. I don't know if there's anything different in this Bat-Raptor. I'm hoping there is, and we'll find out soon. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, DC Multiverse, Batman, and Bat-Raptor. It says The Batman Who Laughs. I guess it's a comic story it's from. McFarlane Toys. Here he is. He's riding on the Bat-Raptor. The front, DC Multiverse, Batman, and Bat-Raptor. This is a gold label collection figure. A gold label figure is simply a retailer exclusive, whether it be Target or Walmart. This particular gold label is a GameStop exclusive. One side of the package, Batman and Bat-Raptor. On the back, you can see Batman riding the Bat-Raptor. At the bottom, we've got a bunch of credits, and there is the barcode, in case that helps anybody. So, with no further ado, let's open it up. And here's both the original Bat-Raptor from the first wave of McFarlane figures, as well as the Batman and Bat-Raptor combo pack below. And a look at both of them from the top. Alright, now that this figure and vehicle out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. That was kind of a joke, as they come with absolutely no accessories. No Batarang, no grapnel launcher, no collector's card, no display stand, no nothing. But that's okay with me, as I already have all those things. This is a cool Batman figure based off the Hush body, and then a cool Batman vehicle for 7-inch figures, the Bat-Raptor. Now this Batman and Bat-Raptor are actually from a comic called The Batman Who Laughs. It's basically a story featuring, you guessed it, the Batman Who Laughs. When I first saw this figure, I thought it was another variant of the Hush Batman, and it is, but it's not based off the Hush comic. In this video, we're going to take a look at the figure and the vehicle. We'll check out the lack of accessories, height, and articulation. We'll compare them with a bunch of other Batman figures and a bunch of other Batman vehicles. So I'm not really sure which one you'd consider the accessory, the Batman or the vehicle. I guess the Batman is the accessory, as he's the smaller of the two items. So, let's go and start off by checking out Batman. We're going to check out reuse between this Batman and previous Hush Batman figures, as well as this Bat-Raptor and the previous version of the Bat-Raptor. And I'm happy to say, everything here is new and unique. So here's a look at this Batman. Like I said, he's from the comic, The Batman Who Laughs. But he's done off the Hush Batman body, which has been used for Year 2 Batman, 3 Jokers Batman, Hush Batman, Vampire Batman, Two-Faces Batman, and now this Batman. And a bunch of variations. I believe there are 10 different Batman figures that use this body so far, and I'm sure there are more to come. So let's take a look at him. I like the paint scheme, the dark blue, the dark gray. It looks fantastic. Now his eyes are red, and he has that angry expression. Now it's interesting about the angry expression. The whole Hush Batman thing started off with a 2-pack with the angry expression, which I didn't like, and a lot of people didn't like. Then they made a blue version with a regular expression. Then they made a black version with a regular expression, and now they're making a blue version with the angry expression. So his eyes are red. When I first saw this figure, I thought, oh, well, that's kind of cool. He has red lenses to help him drive the Bat-Raptor, but that is not the case. It's been a long time since I read it, but in the comic, The Batman Who Laughs, he was sort of infected with some Joker toxin, and he was fighting it throughout the comic. That's why his eyes are red, and that's a pretty cool detail to add to this guy. He's got the short ears, not too short, but not very long. Square jaw, angry expression. This Batman is pissed. He's got the giant bat symbol, no oval. Really nice looking belt, pouches all over it. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, cape sort of flowing to one side. I'd say as a whole, this Batman looks awesome. I like the Hush Batman, but I feel like he's just about 0.2 inches too tall. In turn, the Nightfall Batman is also awesome, and I think he's about 0.2 inches too short. If you could have those figures meet in the middle, it'd be a perfect sized Batman. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Now I wanted to check out the differences between this Batman and the original Hush Batman, besides the obvious paint differences, and I chose the one from the 2-pack with the angry expression as these are the exact same mold. And they appear to be the exact same figure, different paint job, 100% the same sculpt, same articulation. So let's take a look. Obviously, the color scheme is different. Heads are exactly the same, red eyes, both have the angry expression, which I'm not really a fan of, but I do think it works with these eyes here. He's fighting the Joker toxin, he's mad, he's resisting, succumbing, becoming Joker. The gray is darker on the new one, lighter on the Hush one. The belt, a little bit different on each of them. This guy has the dark blue, wherever this guy's black. Everything else is the same, even the way the cape sort of hangs to the side. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 7.4 inches tall, which can translate to just under 19 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the ears, about 7.6 inches tall. Now it feels like McFarlane has 3 different scales within their multiverse line. Small, medium, and large. This guy's definitely on the larger side of things. Now for his articulation. Starting with his head. Now his head and neck is one solid piece. I'm not a fan of that. The articulation is fine, but you can't head swap him with anything else. His head can turn from side to side. Can't look up at all, but he can look down a pretty good amount. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders, ball joint, goes out 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest, increasing the range of motion and covering a large gap that would be there. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows go all the way in. His wrist can rotate and it's going to be hinged as well. His torso, he's got a ball joint, rotate around, forward and back. Another one in his waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good at range of motion in his torso area. The waist is kind of tight at mine, but I still feel like you get more out of the waist than the torso. Legs, complete as the splits, McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation, it's decent on him. The legs go forward about that much, back, not much at all. Double jointed knees below that. Then his ankle, forward and back, rotate, tilt, rock, and of course, articulation. Now let's check them out next to some other action figures. Starting off with some other McFarlane Batman figures that use this Hush body. This Hush body first debuted with the Year 2 Batman. Very tall, very giant Batman, and they've reused it a ton since then. The second body they used with the Hush Batman or Year 2 Batman was the 3 Jokers Batman, another giant Batman figure. And then after that, they released the actual Hush Batman. Similar body, different top part of the torso, equally as big. This turned out to be a fantastic Batman figure. They used the same body for Two-Face as Batman from Batman Reborn. And now, the same body with the Batman vs. Spawn 2-pack Batman. And the most recent Batman to use this body is going to be the Batman from the Batman Who Laughs comic. This one in front of you. Here are all 10 of the different Batman figures that use this 3 Jokers, Year 2, and Hush body. They're all very large, but they're all pretty good Batman figures. Now let's check them out next to some other McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures. Here he is, next to a bunch of older McFarlane Batman figures. These are all from the comics. You can see they come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes. The Dark Knight Returns and the White Knight Batman are on the smaller side of things. Detective 1000 on the medium side of things. And then the Dark Knight's Metal and the Batman Who Laughs Batman are on the larger side of McFarlane toys. And here he is, next to some more Batman figures. These are also from the comics. This new Batman on the Hush body is larger than any of these Batman figures. Most of these are on the medium side of things. And then, next to some Batman figures from different various forms of media. Most of these are on the medium side of things. I'd say the Arkham Knight is a larger Batman. Now let's look at the Bat-Raptor. It's like a large Batman tricycle, but honestly it's way cooler than that. This was in the comic, the Batman Who Laughs, but it can be an all-purpose Batman vehicle. A little smaller than the Batmobile, a little bit larger than the Batcycle. So let's take a look. This was the same vehicle from the first assortment of McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. It'll hold almost any Batman figure. He sits in there kind of like the tumbler, leaning down. Here's the, I don't know, I guess windshield, even though it's super small. It's got the C here, and honestly it looks like Batman would sort of lay down on this, but that's where he lays forward. Arms go inside of here. He's got a little screen, different controls there. You even have I don't know, little bat symbols dug in there. Kind of odd. Looks good. You can see some mechanical components here, different wires, etc. It's got a small wheel at the front. Actually, it's rubber. It does spin. And then 2 larger wheels on the back. They also spin. Pretty heavy. Got little bat signals into the tread there. The wheel itself looks pretty good. At the bottom, it's got a bunch of stuff going on here. Pretty well detailed. Nice sculpting all over it. It's not flat and basically it could be. On the back, we have the exhaust. Orange sort of exhaust pipes here. Brake lights. Ton more parts. Now, one action feature this thing does have is it can extend. It can be small here and then a little bit longer here. Why? I don't really have an answer. Maybe it'll allow you to travel on different sort of terrain. I don't know. Overall, it's a pretty cool vehicle, and I really appreciate that this one is painted blue, so it's different from the original release. Now, as far as the action feature goes, there's actually 3 different ways to display this thing. Here it is, compact, then with the front wheel forward, and then you can also sort of move the cockpit forward. And then speaking of the original, here's the new GameStop exclusive Bat-Raptor next to the original version. I really appreciate that the new one is repainted in blue colors and the original one is in black colors, giving you 2 different Batman vehicles for your Bat Armory. So let's take a look at them. So beyond the paint differences of blue and black, they're 100% the same vehicle, same action feature, same articulation, but there are some more differences. So the wheel pretty much the same. Obviously, the base of the car is blue versus original black. Now, if you look in the cockpit, this one, it's all black, but the seat is sort of painted red. This one here is all blue and no extra paint details. And if you go to the back, it's quite a bit different. This one, the exhaust pipes are orange, got the brake lights. This one, the exhaust pipes are sort of highlighted in orange and not much else going on. Paint's kind of sloppy on mine. You can even see the orange sort of on the back there. Bottom, this one, it's not done in all black. It has a lot of silver and gray. This one is just done in blue. So some pros and cons to both of them, but I'd say the extra paint detail is a little more in the original, as the seat has the black, the bottom is done in sort of silver metallic. Also, I notice here this one has a more silver metallic, and this one has just sort of a light gray. Both really cool vehicles, and I really appreciate the fact that they're different, and they didn't just release this Batman and the black version. Now let's check out the measurements of this thing. From front to back, about 11.5 inches long. From bottom to the tallest point, about 4.2 inches tall. And as far as how wide it is, about 9 inches wide. And when the Bat-Raptor is extended, it's about 13 inches from front to back. So here's this, the Batman Who Laughs Batman in this Bat-Raptor. Now it's a larger Batman figure, and he doesn't really fit in there quite right. And I find that kind of annoying. They would pick this mold to include the Bat-Raptor if he doesn't really fit properly. So, taking a look, first of all, his head doesn't look up at all. You really need that to have him look properly if he's looking forward. And the truth is, I guess he wouldn't be looking forward. He's looking down at this computer monitor in there. Now his hands should fit up inside of there, about like that. But they don't. The fins sort of block it from happening. He's way too wide. You can't really get the hands both in there properly. You can see the fins here sort of obstructing it. So you're going to get stuck with the hands here. And you know what? That kind of makes sense too, I guess, since they're on the controls. But Batman doesn't really fit quite flat enough in there. I don't know. It just seems like a poor choice of Batman to include with this. And there are plenty of other Batman figures you can put with the Bat-Raptor. But you would think the one that came with it would fit properly. And he does fit, even though he's a large Batman. He fits, as far as in the seat, just fine. But he doesn't look forward enough. His hands don't quite go where they're supposed to go. So, as far as that goes, it's kind of a fail. Even if you extend everything out properly, it doesn't really fix the fact that his shoulders are a little too wide, the fins are way too big, and his head doesn't look up. None of those things change. Here's the Detective Comics 1000 Batman in the Bat-Raptor. He fits a little better, but I think I was a little overly critical of the Hush Batman in here. Now his arms don't go up in there either, and I don't think they're supposed to. So I think it's actually right, his arms staying a little bit lower, where he can use the controls that are sort of all down the sides here. His head does look forward a little bit better than the other one. But like I said, I was a little bit overly critical. The fins on the Hush Batman are definitely a lot bigger and they're hard to get in there. That does prohibit him. But I think the hands are supposed to be a little bit lower. Now the head is still an issue. This guy looks up a little bit more, and that's a lot more effective when riding this Bat-Raptor. Technically they both fit, but I'd say this Batman fits a little better. And it makes sense, as the Hush Batman body wasn't even designed when the original Bat-Raptor came out, so they had a Batman like this in mind when they first built this thing. Now let's check it out. Next is some of the McFarlane Batman vehicles. Here it is next to the original version of the Bat-Raptor. Here's the Bat-Raptor, next to all the different bat cycles that McFarlane has made, from Dark Knight's Metal, the White Knight, the Flash movie, and the Batman movie. McFarlane also made 2 different versions of the Batmobile, from Dark Knight's Metal, Death Metal. McFarlane also released possibly the best Batman vehicle out there. This is the Michael Keaton Batmobile from both the 1989 film and the Flash film. Here's the Bat-Raptor next to the large McFarlane DC Multiverse Flash movie Batwing. This is the largest vehicle by far they made. You can just see how small the Bat-Raptor is in the corner next to it. McFarlane has also re-released the DC Direct Batman the Animated Series Batcycle. Here's the original version on the left, and then the re-release by McFarlane, repainted in blue on the right. McFarlane has also released some 1/12 scale Batman vehicles in their 1966 line, the Batboat, the Batcycle, and the Batmobile. These are for 6-inch scale figures, just like the Batman the Animated Series Batcycle is. Now let's check it out. Next to some Batman figures from different various companies. We already checked out a bunch of different McFarlane Batman figures next to this thing. So here are some DC Direct Batman figures next to it. Here's the DC Direct, DC Essentials Rebirth Batman this thing. Fits very well. And here's some NECA Batman figures next to the Bat-Raptor. Here's the NECA comic Batman on the Bat-Raptor. Also fits very good. Here are some Mezco 1/12 Collective Batman figures next to the Bat-Raptor. The Mezco Batman also fits in there very nicely. Then, here are some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Batman figures next to it. The Mattel Batman fit in there pretty good as well. And now, here it is, with some Mafex Batman figures. Here's the Mafex Hush Batman. Fits pretty good. And finally, here it is, next to some SH Figure Arts Batman figures. Here's the SH Figure Arts Batfleck in this thing. He may be a little small, but it works. And that's one thing I'm going to give the Bat-Raptor props for. It works with your 6-inch scale Batman figures, all the way up to your larger 7-inch scale. And you can extend it if you need more room in the cockpit, and truncate it for smaller figures. So overall, this is a very nice Batman figure and vehicle 2-pack. The Hush Batman, I really like the dark blue on this guy. I think the red lenses are cool. I just can't get behind that angry expression. Not a fan. The Hush Batman body is, in my opinion, just a little bit too big, about 0.2 inches tall. But in turn, a lot of the Batman figures are too small. If he could be just a hair smaller, he would be perfect for what I'm looking for in a McFarlane Batman figure. And then in turn, we have the Bat-Raptor. Bat-Raptor is a fantastic sculpt. It's got the wheels that turn, it's the extending action feature, pretty good paint job. I love the fact that both the Batman and the Bat-Raptor are different from all the previous releases. They could be really lazy and cheap and just re-release the exact same stuff we already got, but at least they give it a different sort of spin or twist. That way, all the collectors out there can get a different variation of both. And for that, I really thank you, McFarlane. If I were to rate this set, I'm probably going to give it a very solid 7.5 out of 10. I'm probably underrating this thing, as I really enjoy the Batman figure and the Bat-Raptor. You know what? Bump that up to an 8. It's not the best Batman vehicle out there. It's not a Batmobile. It's small and basic, but it works for your large 7-inch scale Batman figures and even your smaller 6-inch scale. Very versatile. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure and vehicle reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.